Governments spend large amounts on public procurement annually. Across Africa, approximately 15% of gross domestic product GDP is spent by governments procuring goods, works and services every year. Some countries spend significantly more than this. However, an IDRC-funded research carried out between 2021 and 2022 by Africa Freedom of Information Center AFIC in partnership with Open Contracting Partnership OCP and the Institute of Social Accountability TISA in 5 East African countries, Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, Ethiopia and Rwanda, revealed that women and women-led businesses are underserved in their ability to access public procurement contracts in Africa, despite the large amounts of government spending on procurement each year.
Our research found that there are legal, policy, operational and capacity barriers that prevent women from participating in public procurement across East Africa.
Women have a challenge in accessing credit. Why? Because they do not own the required capital.
In response to these findings, we have undertaken advocacy campaigns in Ethiopia, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania and Rwanda, and we are very pleased that governments have responded positively to these recommendations. In Uganda, for example, in addition to amending the PPDA Act to provide for reservation of contracts for special groups, the government has also drafted regulations and guidelines to ensure that women can get access to contracts.
As a result of the study, PPDA came up with initiatives and interventions to uplift women participation in public procurement. And one of the initiatives were to build the capacity of the women groups, but also disaggregate data in terms of gender. Because before that, you would look at who has won the contract and just put the name of the provider. But now we want to know who is this provider. Is it a woman-owned enterprise or a man's owned enterprise?
In Rwanda, the research findings informed members of parliament in their amendment of the RPPA law.
In Rwanda, the law has been amended to provide for inclusiveness in the participation in the government procurement opportunities. The law also provides that at least 1/3 of the members of the procurement committees should be women. And it has also provided that the minister should issue ministerial orders, among which he should determine which contracts can be accessed without the requirement of bidders to pay for a bid.
In Tanzania, the government has introduced an e-platform to address the issue of data.
The government, in July 1st, it has introduced a new platform, the NEST platform. This is a national e-procurement platform of Tanzania. We are anticipating that with this new platform, some of the issues that were observed, such as the issue of data, will be resolved.
Champions have also been made to enhance advocacy on inclusion of women-led businesses in Tanzania.
Serikali ilishaweka dhamira ya dhati ya kuona namna gani ambavyo tunainua uchumi wa wananchi mmoja mmoja, hususan makundi maalum kupitia wanawake, vijana na watu wenye ulemavu.
In Kenya, a cabinet subcommittee has been set up to follow up on delayed payments.
We are pleased that the government, under the leadership of President William Ruto, has set up a cabinet subcommittee to verify all delayed payments, and they have committed that once this is verified, the government is going to expedite payments.
The advocacy has yielded commitments from various stakeholders, including government officials, media, and the private sector on the matter.
We had a meeting with the Committee of Finance. A few of us women attended, and I was personally there. We requested them, if it is possible, we talked to PPD CREAM team to relax some of the procedures that are needed for women.
In Ethiopia, a subcommittee has been formed to continue enhancing advocacy for the inclusion of women-led businesses. The advocacy has built women's capacity to participate in public procurement. Besides this, the advocacy has created awareness on the existing opportunities for women in public procurement.
We got an opportunity to attend the training at the PPDA headquarters organized by AFIC. There was a lot of opportunity there, a lot of knowledge that we acquired, given that there has been a gap in the women-owned businesses.
I registered a company na nikairegistia Agipo with women Agipo, na nimefaidika na kazi kama hapa ni Juja constituency. Ukiona nyuma yangu tunajenga ofisi ya chief.
Despite the ongoing change, there is need for more efforts to ensure a conducive environment for women's participation in public procurement.
There are segments of the population that must be given priority: women, people with disability, and the youth.
The telling of the stories after the engagement with AFIC and then the research that was presented has actually, it opened my eyes and it opened my mind. So the approach to the story for me has changed. From that day, what I learned about is how I should be approaching the stories, especially picking out women that telling their stories that are involved in procurement.
We call upon the countries, the governments in the region to implement the relevant provisions for women's participation in public procurement, because we have found that even when laws are in place, as was the case in Tanzania from our research, implementation can be challenged and people will not get the benefits. Also, we urgently recommend that all the governments across the region to start capturing and publishing data, procurement data, in gender desegregated formats.
Thanks to the International Development Research Center, IDRC, for the financial and technical support, and our partners, Open Contracting Partnership and the Institute for Social Accountability, TISA.